going on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today I have a very special review for you guys. We have the Mattel Creations exclusive Coliseum Collection Ultimate Edition Series 4 featuring the Hart Foundation. First off, I want to send a huge thank you to Mattel for sending me this early sample product to show you guys and give you a first-hand look at what these figures are all about. If you are interested in grabbing these figures, they will be available tomorrow, actually, if you're watching this video in real time, Thursday, March 14th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively at MattelCreations.com. That is the only place you're going to be able to grab them. They will retail for $70 plus tax plus shipping. You know, this isn't another one of my favorite sets to collect. I love the Ultimate Edition line, but something about the Coliseum Collection really just has such a good nostalgic feel. I say this with every video, and it's just, you know, they don't come out so frequent where you get kind of tired of it. You're like, all right, well, I feel like you get a little fatigue when there's so much to collect. I know I have that really with like some other lines like Marvel Legends. They just pump out so much, and you're like, oh, I can't keep up. The Coliseum Collection, I feel like you pay a premium price, but you get a premium product. It comes out maybe twice a year. I don't know if that's ever going to change in the cadence, but I absolutely love these figures, and it's such an experience to open this. I mean, take a look at the packaging. What a nice vintage vibe here. You will see you get the kind of like throwback image here of the Hart Foundation. You have the WWE logo with the Anvil and Bret Hart. Taking a look at the, I guess, the front or back of the box, whatever you want to call it. You got Bret Hart doing his iconic pose. You got the Ultimate Edition logo with the Mattel logo here. And if you flip to the side, it's just the Ultimate Edition logo with the Mattel Creations. On the back, you get the Anvil stroking that Fu Manchu. It looks great. Hart Foundation, one of my personal favorites. You can take a look at the top of the box. It does have the pink and black tack. And on the bottom, it actually does say the Hart Foundation, if we can flip over. So I really do love the packaging. You can see it does have the slip box. But before we open it, I just wanted to point out, so there are instances of the Chase versions coming back. So if you guys do remember the black-hearted version of the Sergeant Slaughter, which was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I believe that was the last time they did. They have not done this with any of the other Coliseum collections that I can think of off the top of my head, but it is here now with this Bret Hart and Anvil series. The Hart Foundation will be one of the first series to have the packaging variant with, you can get either the blue card, which is the standard, or the Chase rarer version sent randomly. So if you place an order for two and maybe you'll get two Chase ones, or maybe you'll get, you know, two regulars. It's kind of like a fun draw. So I'm going to assume these are probably the standard version, but you never know when we unbox it. But I did want to point that out. If you are, you know, big on mint on card and getting the rare versions, there is a black carded version of this figure. And that is going to continue on with future Coliseum collection waves. Just wanted to point that out. But let's open the box and see what we got. And it is the blue packaging, which I'm not disappointed about. I'm going to open my figures anyway. Unless they're really sought-after figures of like my collection, like maybe a Hogan. For the most part, I open everything. But let's get both of these figures out of this box. They are packaged really nicely. We will actually take a look at the inside of the box in a little bit, but let's just take a look at the figures in the carding. Look at that nice nostalgic throwback vibe. You'll see the Coliseum Collection logo up top. You got a Bret Hart here. You got the Anvil. You can see the little stand or whatever the platform that comes with it. Bret Hitman Hart. I love this. The extra accessories are packaged under them. You can see the same here for Jim the Anvil, and you can see actually that's pretty cool that they actually packaged the I guess LJN throwback kind of homage with the tag belts put outside. So I do actually like that. That's a nice touch. Maybe they couldn't squeeze all of that in there, but look at this like nostalgic vibe, and this packaging just is so clean. The blue just pops so much. I love the crowd background. I love the image of both wrestlers. And if you want to take a look at the back, you got the card cutouts. You got, look at all these figures, man. We're really building up to a big collection. I feel, like I said, they don't come out super frequent, but it's fun to see the collection growing. It's going to be interesting to see once we kind of run out of room here. I'm sure they have an idea, right? What they're exactly going to do. But you'll see the accessories included, the little read up here. And if you do, again, if you're new to this line, you can actually remove the carding and just put them right back in the box if you want to like mess around with them. They are not taped. That is one thing I did want to point out. Not like the kind of retros that we've been getting where they've been taping it. I don't like that. If they're going to go with this kind of feature, do not include the tape, because to me, once the tape is broken, they're no longer mock, even if I can put them back in there. But these do look really, really nice. Of course, we're going to get deep dive into them, but I do want to bring back the little slip box here if you guys want to see on the inside. I know they kind of, I guess they changed up a little bit with the signs. You will see the Hitman sign here with the crowd. And again, this is an homage to a lot of characters from the Mattel team. A lot of people who really support the line and, you know, You got Bill McKean there. You got George Martinez. You got Robert Redman. Of course, Steve O's. There are a lot of cool little homages there. You got the Hart Foundation little signs on here. So they really do try to customize it with this stuff. This looks really great. But one other thing I wanted to show, they continue to include this like cardboard piece. So if you kind of want the entrance backdrop for like some figure photography, that is really cool. It's a nice thick cardboard piece. But enough chatting. Let's get all these figures out of their packaging and see what they're all about. Starting us off, the first figure we are taking a look at is Jim the Anvil Neidhart in his first WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition figure. So let's look at all the accessories he does come with. You do get this Tag Team Championship belt. So from my understanding is this is kind of a made-up Tag Team Championship belt that came with the LJN figures. I did not collect those. Those are not in my wheelhouse at all. I started with the Hasbro line. So if you guys want to get a quick close-up of this championship belt, you can see not much detail. Very similar to the big green belt we've gotten with the Hulk Hogan figures, as well as the Coliseum Collection Hogan with the other colored strap. You also do get a ton more accessories. So I did actually want to show off the box. So this is kind of that little platform stand that these figures come underneath. It does have their name on there. Accessories included inside. You'll see nicely packed here. You will have 2 additional heads as well as 2 additional hands and another Tag Team Championship belt. So let's pop these out and we can go through them one by one. And this is another thing I was wondering. I was like, damn, did Jim not come with sunglasses? So they packed them on the side. So you do get a pair of sunglasses. That is nice. That was going to be one of my gripes because I didn't see it with the packaging. So let's pull out some of these interchangeable hands. You get a set of the pointing hands here. And he does come with a set of fisted hands. One of them is on the figure, but you will see it does come packaged in this little cardboard piece here, as well as a set of mic open holding hands. So that is nice. You also do get 2 interchangeable heads. Let's take a look and compare all of these. So you do have this one head sculpt, the more serious sculpt that we have with Jim the Anvil Neidhart right here. It looks pretty good. I do like the likeness, but man, the grading teeth looks good. The wide open mouth looks great. I feel like we've seen the scan. I don't know if this has been retooled or what on, I believe it was that collector's edition, Jim the Anvil, like the 97 Hart Foundation run. But I feel like he had like a black kind of tongue or something. It's just weird looking. I don't know. So maybe this is upgraded, but these all look really good, man. I don't know which one I'm going to display. I mean, in my mind, I only wanted one set, but I'm like, oh man, may I go back and pick up another because these heads are phenomenal. I did want to get into to the championship belt. So if you guys do see that this is pretty much the standard WWE Tag Team Championship belt, but the major difference here, if you can see in between the gold, there is silver kind of painted in there on the plates individually on the smaller plates here, as well as the main plate. And if you guys want to get a quick comparison, here's the standard Mattel WWF Tag Team Champion belt that we have seen in the past. It's all gold. This one has a little more detailing to it. You can see the nice silver shine in between. I really do dig that. It looks nice. So you get 2 Tag Team Championship belts for each of them. So that is a nice addition. I do want to see how these sunglasses look on the Anvil. Man, that is money. That looks so freaking awesome. We're going to interchange all the heads. If you want, we could pop the glasses on in between all of those different segments. But let's look at the figure itself. So he does have the butterfly joints. He has a nice stocky look to him. I feel like Anvil wasn't the tallest guy, so I'm curious to see where he is in the scale-wise. But I do like the size to this figure. It does have a nice kind of girth to it. You will see he does have the black straps going down here with the heart on the singlet up top. He does have the pink bottoms. He does have the bigger arms with the elbow pads, the white wrist tape here as well. I love the chest hair on Anvil. I will say that some of these, the bigger torsos, not that they look bad head on, but when you look at it from the bottom, I just feel like, I don't know, something looks a little off on it, but this is something kind of minor, something dumb to even complain about, because who's going to be sitting there doing this with their figure? But just something I noticed. I feel like, I don't know, aesthetically, sometimes these Ultimate Edition torsos can look a little off-putting from certain angles, but like I said, I do like the size to him, and he's got some nice articulation with these beautiful butterfly joints. They're not loose at all. Take a look at his pants on the side. You got that nice black and white stripe. Got the anvils on his boots. You got the toe articulation. You can see on the other side the same exact pattern. He does have the drop-down hips, so if you guys want to do a quick articulation, let's go for it now. The head will fully rotate. You do get this kind of diaphragm movement up here. There is waist rotation. You do have these beautiful butterfly joints, the bicep cut, the double jointed pinless elbows we've had for a while. I love that. The wrists do hinge. The arms do fully rotate around as well. You do have the drop down hip articulation here, so he can kick up a little higher and get into some different dynamic pose. I don't like to mess with that too much, man. Mattel has told me that they've tested it and these are not supposed to break, but I don't know, man. They worry me sometimes. Again, you do have the double jointed pinless knees here for Anvil. You do have the thigh cut. You do have a boot cut. Again, the feet do go up and down. There is slight rotation here at the side and the toe joint as well. But all in all, I am really loving this Anvil. Let's come back. We're going to swap all these heads and get a quick close-up look at them. All right, so let's get some close-ups of these beautiful head sculpts. So here's the one that comes on the figure, the more straight face with the shades. And removing them off of the figure, you can get a better look at it. I absolutely love how this head looks. Here's the smiling scan, and this is what I remember Jim the Anvil Neidhart doing, is stroking that Fu Manchu with that big grin, and he looks great with the glasses. They do fit him on nicely, but even removing the glasses, this just has such a good likeness. This really did also come out really good. Here's the third head scan. This is the one that we have seen before. You can see he does have the open mouth. The glasses do fit pretty good on here as well, but taking them off, you can get a better look at Jim the Anvil Neidhart screaming with this awesome sculpt. Moving on to figure comparisons, so the only Jim Neidhart I have in my collection is the Elite 74. I believe this was a Walmart collector's exclusive. There was like a rare version or whatever it was, like one per case that was exclusive only to Walmart. Remember, they were doing that. Some were exclusive to Walmart, some were exclusive to Target. So this is one of my favorites in my collection. You can see the Ultimate obviously is taller, a lot wider in size too, due to the torso, if you guys want to get a scale comparison. But this is what I was talking about. So it is the same head here on the Elite 74, but you can see how the mouth was painted in black on the back. More of a natural kind of paint application here on this figure. Obviously a different era of Neidhart. You can see the darker beard and a little bit of a darker hair, but love both figures. They do both look pretty awesome. I would love to see kind of a 97 Ultimate Edition Jim the Anvil down the road. That is something that I definitely want. Moving on to Bret the Hitman Hart. I know there's a lot of controversy with this figure and all the Bret figures that have been coming out as of late, but let's get into it. Accessory-wise, you also do get the brown belt tag team championship belt here, which is exactly the same as the one with Anvil. You will see Bret Hart's box here. Again, it does have Bret the Hitman Hart on the front. Open it up, you will see the interchangeable heads here, as well as the tag team belt and the interchangeable hands. So we will pop this out of this packaging here. And I'm surprised, one thing I'm noticing, Bret has the glasses on. I'm surprised that they did not include the sunglasses on with Anvil. So you get the same tag team championship belt. Absolutely beautiful. Really like how that came out. You get a set of the open hands, which of course are tied down here. I'll have to cut those out as we get on with the video. But you also will get a set of the open mic holding hands, with one being on the figure and the other being the fisted hand, with the other being on the figure as well. You do also get two interchangeable heads, just like Anvil. This is the big controversy, right? A lot of people do not like these Bret Hart heads, and I mean, we'll get a deep dive into them, get a closer look. They definitely do look a lot more polished. I will say I do like this sculpt, the kind of smiling sculpt, a little more. This one just looks a little odd as far as the expression. He's got more of the stoic closed mouth on that one. And again, if you guys want a better look, they are stuck in the packaging, do these stupid ties here. But you can have Bret Hart doing his iconic pose. The figure itself comes with the glasses on the head. I will say that they have fallen off quite a bit. I know if you guys can see that, we will zoom in real quick. There are some ports here on the side, but the glasses, I don't know if I'm not sliding them in as much as they should, but I feel like they just want to fall off. Maybe I gotta play with that a little more as this video goes on, but you guys can see they don't really sit on there too well, and I don't know why that is, because I feel like we've gotten similar Brets in the past and they've sit pretty good. But let's look at the figure itself. I will say my torso is a little loose. I hope that's just mine. Anvil felt pretty solid. This one, it's not like wobbly, but when you move it, it probably is a little looser than I'd like it to be. And I'm noticing, I think Anvil does have this issue too. He does come with the painted torso. I wish that would go away for the Ultimates. That's always been a big complaint of mine. You can see a little scratching on his neck here, where that black kind of seeps through, because I believe this torso is painted in black, even the seams on the shoulders here. You guys can't see that. I mean, I get it, it's a cost-cutting thing, but I feel like for an Ultimate or premium figure, honestly, I'd rather get less accessories and have a molded torso in the skin tone. But the singlet is pretty similar to what we've got in the past with these Hard Foundation figures. They did come out. I don't remember the set, to be honest with you guys off the top of my head, but we did get these in the Elite form. You can see he does, just like Jim the Anvil Neidhart, has the black singlet up top with the heart. He does have the pink bottoms. You got the stripes here on the side with the star. He does have the black knee pads as well as the black elbow pads with the white wrist tape. Articulation-wise, you guys want to go through it quick. The head will fully rotate. He does have butterfly joints. He does have the bicep cut. You have the double jointed pinless elbows, wrist rotation, as well as the hinge up there. You do have the diaphragm joint here. Like I said, mine is a little loose. You can see there is waist articulation. He also does have the drop-down hips. I feel like he gets more of a kick than the Anvil did. You got the thigh cut. You got the stiff as hell double jointed knees. Oh my god, do you see that? I feel like that's been a little bit of an issue with a lot of these, but I'm gonna have to heat those. I don't want to mess around with those, but the knees do bend eventually after you heat them. You do get the boot articulation. The feet do go down. There is a little bit of an ankle pivot, and you also do get the toe articulation. I'm noticing one also thing here on his singlet. If you guys can, there's a little bit of sloppy paint applications here. I guess I could probably like kind of try to paint over that. But all in all, not a bad Bret. I know the head sculpts are going to be the talking point, so I want to come back just like we did Anvil. We're going to zoom in and get a close-up look at each of these scans. So let's get a quick close-up of those head sculpts so you can see how he looks like with the glasses on here. I will say they are very flimsy. They fall off really easy, so I hope it's a little better with the other interchangeable heads. But in removing the glasses, it's an okay likeness to Bret. I know some people really want to shoot these down. I don't think it looks the best. I will be honest with you guys. I don't think it looks awful. We've definitely seen a lot worse heads. I mean, look at that new Monday Night Wars Ultimate. I'll be honest, those heads do not look great in pictures. I hope they're a little better in hand, but you can see this head sculpt. There is a decent likeness to Bret, but I will say like the glasses do not sit in there pretty well. There are supposed to be some ports here to really, you know, kind of plug in, but for some reason, I don't know if the glasses are too short or what, but they're not really working on mine. Next up, we have the more open mouth skin. I will say the glasses fit a little better on this head, but not much more. They don't quite reach where they're supposed to port in. Like I said, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but just my experience here for you guys. I will say this is probably my least favorite head. I just don't like the expression. It looks very similar to the last one, just with an open mouth. But it's okay looking. I feel like this definitely, without a doubt, is probably going to be my least favorite from the three. Lastly, we have the smiling head sculpt. I'm going to go out there and say this is, without a doubt, probably my favorite. I believe this is the same head that did come with the Elite 43 version of the Hart Foundation figures that came out way back when. The attire, I believe, was very similar, just a different Hart logo that was on the singlet. But the glasses fit a little better, thank God, because this is the head I'm probably going to display. And this, to me, has a good likeness to Bret Hart, especially a younger Bret. I do like the kind of slick back hair here. I do like the look of it. It fits on the body really nice. And again, the glasses do fit pretty well. For some Bret Hart figure comparisons, obviously Mattel has given us quite a few different Brets, but here are a few of my favorite Elite figures. So we have the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Defining Moments Bret Hart here on the left, and we have the original release Defining Moments Bret Hart. Still one of my favorite figures in my collection. I'm curious to see if the new Monday Night Wars Ultimate will surpass this figure. I love that this is molded skin tone. You can see it's not painted on versus these, just more of a natural look. I hope to God that eventually gets fixed with this line, and maybe at least we can not see that with Ultimate figures. And the last Bret Hart comparison I have for you guys is his other Ultimate Edition figures. So on the left, we have the Ultimate Edition Series 2 Bret. On the right, we have the Target Legends Ultimate Edition figure. And now that I have seen the Ultimates and the Elites next to this new Coliseum Collections Ultimate Edition Bret Hart, I will say the glaring omission is an entrance jacket. I would have loved to have seen him included with that, whether it be a soft goods or even another kind of feature like these Ultimate Brets here with the kind of molded arms. I get it, cost cutting, one thing may be an issue, but also maybe they just, you know, didn't wear them at the time. You know, obviously the LJN figures didn't come with the jackets for their entrance gear on the figures, but it would have been something nice to have included to really, you know, put the set over the top. I have one more comparison for you guys. This was a little hard to squeeze all these guys in, but here we have all of the Mattel Coliseum Collection Ultimate Edition figures. We have Series 1 with Terry Funk and Hulk Hogan, Series 2 with Jake the Snake and Rick Rude, Series 3 with Roddy Piper and George the Animal Steel. Now we have Series 4 with the Hart Foundation. I'm including Sergeant Slaughter as the SDC exclusive as part of the Coliseum Collection wave. This is, again, one of my favorite lines to collect, so here's a quick group shot of all these figures together. If you guys are enjoying this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of these Ultimate figures and if you will be adding them to your collection. And while you're at it, don't forget to turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. First and foremost, I want to send another huge thank you to the Mattel team for sending the sample my way to review for you guys, to give you more an in-depth look, to show you what these figures have to offer. I hope I have done a good job of that in providing some more information on these figures. Remember, they are available starting tomorrow only on MattelCreations.com, March 14th. At 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. They will retail for $70 plus tax and shipping, so tomorrow is the day to grab them. My personal opinion on these figures, I do dig them. I will say, not my favorite version of the Hart Foundation. Personally, 97 Hart Foundation was it for me. I love them. The four members between the Bulldog, Owen Hart, Bret, and Anvil, even if you want to throw in Brian Pillman, that was kind of the era that I really preferred. But these figures are nice and clean. I love the pink and black attack. It just looks so good. You get a nice set of these beautiful tag team championship belts. Look how nice they look with the silver in between. I really do like it. My gripes here, I'm going to say Anvil, I don't really have many gripes with it. I really like the figure. He comes with some great head sculpts that, you know, really make it tough to kind of decipher what you want to display him with. I really wish the glasses would have came on the figure for your mock collector. I feel like that's, I know, a head scratcher a little bit, but I do dig this figure. I'm going to say this for both of them. A gripe is I would have liked some entrance jackets. I think that would have put it over the top, but we didn't get them, so it is what it is. I feel like that would have been some added value. Bret, I will say the head sculpts are okay. I do like the figure head sculpt on this figure here right now. I do think it has a good likeness to it. The one where they kind of that open mouth look, I don't really care. I get the look they were going for, but to me it looks like he kind of swallowed a fish. So I don't know. I just didn't like that head sculpt. I don't like the painted torsos. That is the biggest gripe. And Anvil has the same issue. I'll show you another Bret figure. This is another alternate Bret Hart. You can see that he is molded in the flesh tone and the plastic. And you can see the difference, right? Versus the molded and painted on torso. I feel like this needs to be a thing of the past. That is my biggest gripe with these figures. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but when you peer on the side and you see those kind of those black marks with the gaps where the seams meet, you don't see it on this figure. So they've done it in the past. I don't know why they can't go back to it. I think that would put the figures even more over the top. They'd feel more premium. But the Bret Hart figure is nice. I do like the attire. He pairs really well with Anvil, so it is nice to get them. Another gripe, the glasses, they don't seem to fit on there too great. I think I'm actually going to say add the two. I like the Anvil figure the best. Bret, we've gotten so many, but, you know, to have an Ultimate Edition Anvil, to me, is really exciting. But these figures will look nicely on your shelf together. Again, available only at Mattel Creations starting tomorrow. Don't forget, the Nitro WCW ring with Eric Bischoff will also be available on Mattel Creations tomorrow. So make sure to set your dials there. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Both will be available. Let me know what you think of these figures if you will be grabbing them. Before you, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. I appreciate all your continued support. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next video review.